We're going to bring you some breaking news out of Melbourne, where police are at the scene of a double murder. Miriam Burrows joins us. Miriam, this is a sad one.
Good evening, Mike. Well, it certainly is panning out to be a tragic situation here. Police have confirmed 2 children were found dead inside a house in what is suspected to be a double murder. Now, we don't know the children's ages or genders, but what we do know is that one man has been taken into custody. Police say he is known to the children. He's currently being questioned by detectives. The drama unfolded just before 3 o'clock this afternoon when police and paramedics were called to the scene. Understandably, it sent this quiet residential street into a tailspin. Neighbours are in absolute disbelief. Now, it's still a developing situation. The homicide squad is en route, and until detectives comb the scene, we won't know much else. Mike? Demand for organs continues to outweigh availability. Last year, there were 391 registered donors across the country and 1,500 people on waiting lists. More affluent suburbs like East Melbourne don't make the list, but the report says residents in the city's west, inner north and south east are most vulnerable. Harari will be sedated for about 45 minutes. An intravenous drip is pumping enough anaesthetic into his system to put up to 40 house cats to sleep. About 300 workers are manning the floors today to look after the 10,000 H&M fans who've RSVP'd online. Police say it's too early to tell if the fire is suspicious or how and where in the unit it began. Arson squad detectives and forensic chemists are now combing the ruins for clues. This facility will more than triple the number of seeing eye dogs raised in Australia per year from 33 to 100 and dramatically decrease waiting lists from 2 years to 6 months. Good evening, Stephen. The man is aged in his 20s and he's in a serious but stable condition at the Royal Melbourne Hospital. Police say he suffered multiple stab wounds to his chest and all over his body in a brawl that began at Sunshine train station. Now, shopkeepers say they're fed up with the violence. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. The Lord Mayor expects up to 100,000 people to line St Kilda Road for the parade, which will be led by the Monarchs on top of their very own float. But it's not the first time thieves have targeted this store. The current owners have been held up twice. Neighbours say this area is a hotspot for crime.
Miriam Burrows is in St Kilda. Miriam, will there be a full house there tonight?
It sure will, Steve, and 200 people are expected to dine here tonight, and patrons are already beginning to arrive. This temporary pop-up site was able to be put up so quickly and just in time for the tail end of summer. Now, that will run until Mother's Day, which is May 11, but the state government is confident that a permanent replacement will be ready by Christmas. So, Steve, plenty of time to make a booking. Tony and Bonnie are desperate to have their bike returned to them in one piece so they can get their life back on track. Until then, their engagement plans will remain on hold. But getting a reservation at the Fat Duck will be the tough part. The restaurant only seats 45 people for each lunch and dinner service. That number will increase to 120 when Heston opens his new restaurant dinner later next year. But for motorists who rely on these car spaces, the plan is unwelcome. Well, she's in a stable condition, Stephen, here at Geelong Hospital, and in fact, emergency service workers are amazed that she came out of that ordeal with just an arm injury and suffering from dehydration. On average, 100 Australian men are diagnosed with breast cancer each year. Derek and his family believe that's 100 too many. Miriam Burrows, 10 Eyewitness News.